Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. So if you're new here, what we usually do on this channel is feature a deck, go through the cards, show you the art on all of the cards, talk about the card stock, how it shuffles, and then if there is a guidebook, we usually pick a card and then read from the guidebook so that you have an idea of how that guidebook reads. So today we have the Stellar Visions Oracle cards, your guide to astrological and mystic power. This is a 53 card deck and guidebook by Stephanie Gailing, illustrated by Sosha Davis. So this is what the size of the box looks like. And it is published by Rockpoint. And it says, discover what's written in the stars. What does it mean if your Mercury is in the 5th house? And should you be nervous about that upcoming retrograde? Stellar Visions explains all these things and more so that you can develop your oracular intuition while furthering your knowledge of astrology. This captivating kit includes 53 enchantingly illustrated oracle cards to use alone or with a tarot deck, an insightful 128-page guidebook that shows you how to use the cards for oracular guidance and astrological insights. So get ready to tap into your divinatory powers and deepen your knowledge of the stars to better understand yourself, others, and the world. Now, I have been looking for an astrology deck that could help me understand more about my sign, not just the big three, so your sun, moon, and rising signs, basically what the houses meant. We hear about all of these things now, and previously when you ask a person about what their sign is, it's really just the sun sign or your zodiac sign. It would automatically refer to that, but there's so much more to it, and I've had this interest to learn more about it, but I haven't really found the right deck to help me with that. But I'm hoping that this deck will help me with what I want. So basically, this is what the inside of the box looks like. And so let's talk about the guidebook. So it is a pretty good size guidebook. It has a lot. It has, I think, 100 plus pages. And let's take a look at the table of contents. You have some introduction, and then you go into the meaning of all of the cards, and some resources and a glossary. Now for the introduction, it goes through several pages, and what I like about it, so it teaches you or talks about how to shuffle the deck, about how to use the cards as an oracle. It also has some spreads or types of readings. You can have a one card pull, some multi-card spreads. It also talks about how you can visualize your birth chart, and then how you can have some astrological insights by analyzing or understanding your chart, which is, I think, what the very basic of astrology is, understanding your birth chart. And the oracle cards also are categorized by planets, the asteroids and the lunar nodes, the zodiacs, the houses, chart points, aspects, and events. And then for each card, my light is not very good. So for each card, you have a keyword, which I love, have an oracle card with a keyword, and then some inspirations, how to use it as an oracle, the astrological meaning of this card, and you also have an affirmation and a reflection question. So I like that about this guidebook, and it goes all the way to the end. And at the last page, you also have a link to some resources and an astrology glossary. Okay, so I think this guidebook is really, really good. So I am excited to work with it. Now let's put that to the side and let's take a look at the cards. All right, so let's take a look at these cards. First and foremost, these are massive cards. Let me show you how it looks like to a standard tarot card. It is huge. I'm not gonna lie, the size is crazy intimidating for me. It is matte. It's a beautiful matte cardstock. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. I do like the backs as well, but they are not reversible because it shows you all of the signs here. Okay, so they are huge, but aside from that, I do like the quality. It does tend to stick a little bit. It's not a rose petal, it is matte, but it just, see, there's a clump here that I can't break apart. So just so you have a little bit of an idea of the cardstock. And then let me zoom in so we can take a closer look at all of the cards. Oh, I zoomed too much. All right, and take a look at the keywords. Okay, so it is borderless. You do have these symbols at the tops of the cards just to, I think this is the glyph, the astrological glyph to identify them. You have the name of the card and a keyword. So for moon, you have emotions. Mercury is communication. Venus is attraction. And I love the art style because it shows you the planet or the astrological body in this really simple but beautiful art style. So Mars is desire, Jupiter is growth, Saturn's discipline, Uranus is freedom, Neptune oneness, Pluto is transformation, Chiron is healing, Juno is partnership, Pallas is strategy, you have Vesta for devotion, Purpose for North Node, Tendencies for South Node. And I think with those keywords to also give you a little bit of an understanding of what that particular astrological body or aspect can influence for you. And then let's go to the zodiacs. We have Aries for trailblazing for Aries, Sensual for Taurus. I really like the art on these cards. Curious for Gemini, love it. Sensitive for Cancer, Creative for Leo, Discerning for Virgo, Balanced for Libra. You know, I wish there was another keyword. I am a Libra, so I kind of get bored that it's always balanced or justice for Libra. I hope there were other keywords, but it definitely works because as a Libra, I do know I have this tendency to make sure that all things are balanced and all things are fair and just. So it works, but I'm just kind of looking for a different keyword. For Scorpio, it's passionate. Exploratory for Sagittarius. I really love the art. Hardworking for Capricorn. Altruistic for Aquarius. Fluid for Pisces. And then we go to the houses. So you have embodiment for the first house. Resources for the second house. Learning for the third house. Home for the fourth house. It's so lovely. Self-expression for the fifth house. Well-being for the sixth house. Relationships for the seventh house. Intimacy for the eighth house. Discovery for the ninth house. Oh, career for the 10th house. I'd be interested, on what my placements are. I think that's what it's called for the 10th house, because that's something that I want to get some insight on. Community for 11th house. For someone who does have a little bit of vision problems, or for someone who has vision problems, sometimes it gets a little bit hard to read because of the light text on light background, but it's workable. It's not too bad. The font is clear and the size is also big. So transcendence for the 12th house, and then orientation for ascendant. I'm not sure what IC is, so I have to read up on that because it's beyond my current understanding of astrology at the moment, but it's roots. The keywords is roots. Then others for descendant, mission for midheaven, union for conjunction, cooperation for sextile, tension is square. So I believe that these are like the angles on your birth chart. Ease for trine, oh. Polarity for opposition, beginnings, oh, we go to the lunar phases now. Beginnings for new moon, illumination for full moon, thresholds for eclipse, and review for retrograde. Alright, so like we usually do, I zoomed out so that we can see how this shuffles. And again, I'm not gonna lie, this is crazy, crazy huge, guys. These are big cards. And I have small hands, so I won't be able to shuffle them how I usually shuffle, but I can using the corners. So I usually shuffle them this way when it's bigger cards. And the card stock is not bad. It's flexible enough. It allows me to get a good grip on it and shuffle. And I do notice that the colors of the backs are not all the same. There are different shades. I didn't notice it when I was looking at or flipping through initially, but I'm not sure if it means anything. But yeah. It's not all the same color, but definitely within the same shade. So I can riffle shuffle more or less just fine. I can get a good mix. Side shuffling, I won't be able to do it this way because it's really awkward and huge. But this way kind of works. Yeah, and you can see more the difference in colors. So one is just a little bit more green and the others are more blue. Yeah, I don't know if there's a meaning to the difference in color, but usually when I have trouble shuffling overhand, and I usually tend to work with jumpers, what I do is just cut the deck and then just choose a card. Okay, and we will be reading for Uranus. All right, so let's read for this card. It says, or the keyword is freedom. The inspirations are change it up, take a detour, expect the unexpected, and stay bouncy. Now, as an oracle, it says, change is in the air. Shake up the status quo and break out of patterns that restrict your ability to truly express the unique person you are. When you pull this card, expect the unexpected and let surprises open your perspective to a new way of viewing things. Adopting a flexible position, taking a detour, and seeking an innovative approach will bring the freedom you've been seeking. Additionally, instead of being overly attached to excessive order, remember that chaos is often a key principle in unleashing creative solutions. Be a rebel with a cause, notably one that fosters social progress and awaken others to truths hiding in plain sight. If you're feeling on edge, don't forget to exercise and or get an energetic healing treatment like acupuncture or Reiki. And then for the astrology meaning or the astrology guide, it says, given that Uranus is the only planet that spins on its side, it's no surprise that it's associated with originality, eccentricity, and innovation. How we express these qualities is reflected by its placement in our astrology chart. Known as the Great Awakener, it signifies the push for freedom, creative evolution, and inventive thinking. Uranian inspiration often arrives via something unexpected. It has a cycle of 84 years, spending about 7 years in each sign. And it also has an affirmation, I readily adapt to change, and a stellar reflection question, what in my life do I want to shake up? So I really like this guidebook. I think it's just enough information for somebody who's still learning or not as familiar with astrology, just to give you an idea. And for probably those who are more familiar, you might actually have a lot more value to it because it has some journal prompts that make you reflect. And really, the art on this deck is quite beautiful. I had the, what was that? The Heavenly Bodies deck before, and I rehomed it because, well, I wasn't really a fan of the art, probably the style of that deck. The information on the book was also fine, but I do think this is an underrated gem, and I quite really enjoy, or I'm really quite excited to work with it. I mean, look at these cards. They're stunning. Now, one thing I do not like is the size, really. It's just, I think it's too big for me to work with. But if I'm just going to do like a card a day, then probably it's all right. And it does let you see a lot more of the art. And I'm just showing it this way so that, you know, you can kind of have a sense of how it would look like, let's say in a spread. Yeah, so I'm just changing it up a little bit than from how I usually do things. But yeah, so what do you think about this deck? Do you like it? Are you interested in getting it? I did just purchase my copy from Amazon, so it is readily available for purchase. So you can just look it up if you're interested. So that has been the flip through of the Stellar Visions Oracle cards. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the like button and do consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos like this at least once a week. See you again next time. Bye!